Hey, welcome back, everybody, to Best Iowa Cleaning Podcast with your host, Brandon.
And Ryan.
Co-host, maybe the host with the most. Who knows? But we're glad to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Before we get started, I want to tell you all how much I appreciate you guys for tuning in and giving us the thumbs up and saying that you like our podcast. Ryan, you want to tell the people about how all of you can help us grow our business and grow this channel?
Yeah, so we would love to get some Google reviews going. So what we'd like to do, if you can go out to Google, search our company. It's Night Shift Eastern Iowa, really specific on that Eastern Iowa. So Night Shift Eastern Iowa, and go into reviews. And if you could leave us a 5-star review, if you feel we've earned it, that would be amazing. And to say a little bit more on that, if you feel like there's any reason that we haven't met that 5-star level, whether you're
any at all.
Yeah, any reason at all. If you're an employee or a client, customer, anybody who works with us or that we serve, please let us know. Reach out to us directly. You can email us. My emails are brown@nightshifteasterniowa.com.
Yeah, and mine is bscheil@nightshifteasterniowa.com. Unfortunately, I have to spell mine out, and you just get to say R. Brown. It's not fair. I tell you what. Yeah, Brandon Scheil. B. Scheil. No, I can't get away with that.
Nope, afraid not, my friend.
No, that's all right. Yeah. I had a guy today call me Scheil. Is Scheil the right? I always know it's a telemarketer when that happens.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you can call me whatever you want. Call me Mr. B. Call me Scheil, Seal, whatever. I've heard it all.
I got the screening. They call me and they ask for William Brown.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, you go by Ryan.
Yep.
Yeah. It's good that you don't go by Richard.
Yeah. No. That was my grandpa.
All right. Positive vibes going on here. No, I love it. That's good. Thank you. Thank you for that. I needed a good laugh. I had a good cry today, and I got a good laugh, so we're good to go. Oh man, but no, we're excited you're with us again. We've got a great show. We're talking about 3 core interviews. It goes along with our core values. We've talked about this in the past, but we've got a 3-step process. Something that I've heard a lot is be very slow to hire and
Quick to fire.
Yeah, you hear it all the time. Yeah. But in the past, we've been very quick to hire and very slow to fire.
It's true. And, you think about it, there's a lot of amazing people out there that you want to give this opportunity to if you have a great opportunity to give to somebody. And there's some that they don't really see it for what it is. And, for whatever reason, some people stop trying as hard as they do or stop caring as much and just kind of linger on a little bit too long. And that's what we're talking about. We don't want to let anybody go ever. That's never the goal. But
no,
it's like, but when it's time, and it's just time for somebody to move on. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's a lot. We're loyal with our customers. We're loyal with our team, and
yes,
there shouldn't be the attitude of you're on the chopping block constantly. That's no fun. No. We both came from environments where that is the case, and don't want to have that here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. But anyways, to dive right into this thing, so we do a 3-step interview process, and step 1, you guessed it. If you're guessing, I'm sure you did, but the first one is have a group interview. So once a week, we do one group interview. Why do we do group interviews, Ryan?
There are so many cool reasons. So let's just talk about like one-on-one interviews first, how they differ from group interviews.
Sure.
And the benefits that you can glean off of those group interviews. So like one-on-one interviews, you don't know who your competition is, and you don't know if you're going to get a call back.
Right.
You really get all of that up front. It's very transparent. I've been in a group interview when I was younger. Actually interviewed for Cutco Knives. I don't mind saying.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And I knew I didn't get it. I was 18, and I just didn't have the background to interview really well, and I was up against somebody who was clearly good at sales and just really showing up prepared, and I just bombed it. And right then and there you're not going to get the call back. So it's kind of nice to know that just kind of how it's going live.
Yeah.
It's like you really know. So a lot of good things here. So you get to see the interaction of your potential employees. And if you have one or two or three or more that you've got your eye on, like, okay, I can tell these three are going to be rock stars. Like, that's my gut feeling right then and there in the interview. And they're kind of picking it up too. They're picking up the vibe that I could see me working with these others.
Yeah.
And you make that connection.
You do.
You can see it.
Yeah.
You can see it evolving and unfolding.
Yeah. And with our hiring ad, there's a bunch of disqualifiers in there. So usually the people that show up have really closely read what we're about. So even our auto reminders have everything they signed up for right in there. So again, it's like constantly disqualifying people. Exactly. If they're reading it and they're just like, oh, I fit into this. This may not be a good fit for you if you fall into this category. So
yeah. Usually what that looks like is like, this seems like too much work. I mean, yeah. If it does, if somebody is not too much of an adult, that's kind of where
it's a good indicator that they will not be a good fit here. And there's a lot of other places that would love to hire them.
Yes.
And we would love for them to hire them.
Yes. We'd love them to have opportunities.
Yes.
Elsewhere.
Oh, I love that. Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's why we do group interviews, make a long story short. And I really like the individual stories and sitting back, being in control of the questions, but then sitting back and learning about the different stories that they answer the questions, and just learning about them. So
that's a really cool part.
Yeah. Something Ryan, I'm going to give him a shout out too. We had the first group interview and there was 5 people that showed up. One was late. We escorted them out, but, he actually videotaped the first one, and I thought that was so cool because I didn't have to write down every response and try to keep track. I could just be really engaged with the 3 of them, and we had that to play back later. So great job.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, very cool.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I know I'll say I was initially hesitant and concerned that people would not be natural in front of the camera, but I think anymore, most people are in front of cameras these days anyways.
Well, and we dictate the rules of how these things are going to go anyway. So
exactly, yeah. And it was very natural. That's what I wanted to say on that.
Yeah,
is that
it was.
Yeah, concerns put to rest. So
yeah. Yeah. It's nice when they don't know they're being videotaped.
No,
totally
we disclose
kidding.
it.
Yeah.
Except for the first time.
Yeah.
Was an accident.
Yeah.
We told them after the fact.
Yeah, we apologize later. It's one of those, don't ask for permission, just apologize later.
They could see it. I mean,
there's
this big arm with a webcam that has a light on it. It's but I just didn't say anything, and we just kind of went into it.
And they went with it, so it was
They
good.
did.
Yeah, it was fine. Yep. So, all right. So, anyways, then what happens after the first interview, after the group interview? What happens?
So we go on to phase 2, where some of them will get a call back and get to go on to round 2. So, yeah, it's not easy to get in here, is it?
No, it isn't. No.
No.
It's definitely harder than any. I mean, it's funny, but any job that I used to have, it was one interview with one sole person, and then it was like you didn't hear anything back. You had to call and call and call.
Right.
But people just don't do that now.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
there may be a few, but in our who we're working with, it just doesn't happen as much as other places I've been at. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mic is about to hit the ground.
Well, as Ryan's getting that readjusted, we'll go on and we'll talk about this second one. So, with the second interview, when we do call back a few really good core value candidates, we bring them back in, and this is where we discuss all of our expectations, disqualifiers, pay, how their pay can be adjusted, what that looks like, and all of the fine-tuned details, which it's basically the junk details. I know that's kind of a bad way to put it, but the real heart of the issue is when they come in, learning about them, hearing stories about their core values and how that relates to their past work, at home, and just with their friends, and those things give us a better indicator. The second one is really to fine-tune all the details and just make sure that we are totally transparent of what they are getting into.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is a lot of work, but it's work with a purpose. We're serving others. We're serving the Lord while serving others.
Exactly.
Yeah, wholeheartedly, and that's what it's about.
Yes. Yeah, and it is, it is taking more of an assessment of their critical thinking skills and
Yeah.
how they would respond in teams and some stuff like that, you know, because they are seeing the group get narrowed down
Yeah.
to like, okay, we're getting serious now, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's more of a I guess more of a serious tone for the interview. It's still fun,
Yeah.
but they understand that we're getting to, you know, we're getting closer to this.
It's a more serious consideration.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
The first one is great. It's fun. We've had good feedback because people come in, they're like, hey, that's. Everybody likes to talk about themselves. I mean, we're
Yeah.
doing that here with everybody else.
And they like to
Yeah.
have a community and
Yes.
talk about each other too. Like,
Yep.
it's
So the first one is just fun in general, but yeah, Ryan is right. The second one is a little more just focused, and it's still, yeah, like you said, still fun, but there's a purpose to it. And the third one is maybe not as important as the first two, but still very important. And Ryan can definitely speak to this. So let me ask you some questions. With the third one, we have them come on the job at a usually actually it's in our hometown here, and it's a location that we serve 5 nights a week. It's great because there's a range of times that we can start, and we always start them together. If we're hiring 2 at the same point or we're looking at 2, we'll have them come in and work together. That also saves some time. But what would talk me through, Ryan, what the most important part of doing a work with interview?
Sure. So there's a lot of really, really good parts to this. But I'll just kind of walk you through what I do when I get there. Congratulate them, first of all, make them feel really good, welcome. And so the next step would be to get into our Swept app, which we use to communicate, clock in, and just kind of get the basics down.
Yeah, because that's the first thing they have to do when they come in is get clocked in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got it. So, and check the message board, just making sure if there's any important messages out there, that's being checked first, because we're all about communication too.
And that's great engagement for Ryan and I being behind the scenes, but leading the whole thing. We get to communicate with them, so they feel like they're constantly connected as part of the team. So that's really an important tool.
It is, and I want to touch on that too a little bit. The fact that we're hiring multiple people, everything is involving multiple people, like
Yes, it
bigger
is.
numbers. So
Yep.
we're not hiring one by one anymore and have like putting one person in a small location anymore. We're looking to serve many, many people and hire a lot of people, giving a lot of opportunities. It's just on a much bigger scale than we originally
It is, yeah.
had this going. So it's exciting.
Yeah. One thing I really love, and I'll share this real quick, is that when they get going on that work interview, because it's at a location where we've got a total of 8 people working at this location between the main part and then the daycare. Yep. And it's so funny because Ryan, last time the 2 ladies started, our 2 latest hires, he said, hey, just wanted to welcome these 2 ladies to the team and everybody give a shout out. And then within a matter of 10 seconds, you had like 4 or 5 people that were like, hey, welcome to the team. We're so excited you're here.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I like how you did that, how you included them in on that.
Well, thank you. I'm going to be doing that every time. I'm excited to do that. So
that and they get that. And yeah, actually one of the hires then immediately went on our the Google review page and put an awesome review about how training was more thorough than she's ever had. She was explained to by Ryan how important it is and what we're actually trying to do, serving wholeheartedly, and there's a purpose behind it. And I think when people understand that vision that we have every day we wake up, we're focused on that vision, to have them be a part of that and express that in a review is really cool for me.
That was really awesome to see.
Yeah. Well, it was directed to you with the training, so thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Any other details we should know about with the group with that last training on the job, or is that pretty much sum it up?
I say it sums it up fairly well, but there's just a couple more things.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so one thing that we are all about is giving emphasis to even more opportunities than people thought possible. So what I mean by that is they get on the job and they have their opportunities to do what they do best day in and day out. They can clean, they can help each other out, but they can also train new hires that come on
No.
without having the title of trainer, because everybody's a trainer. And I ask a lot of them, have you had the opportunity to train anybody in the past? And most of them say no, that they haven't. I say, would that be something that would be exciting to you? And a lot of them say yes.
For no extra money?
For no extra money. They just want to help out. So that's when we know we've hired some really awesome core value matches.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and the main thing is Ryan and I can only do so much, but we, you know, these people share our values and they share the mission of serving wholeheartedly. And once you have that foundationally in place, when you, I don't know, it's like added responsibility that makes you feel good. Like you're actually making a difference. Every new person that comes in gets that thorough training, and it also connects them to all these different team members. So once someone's trained in 30 days, that new person's a trainer.
Exactly.
And then after 30 days, the person, you know, it's just, it's ongoing, and it's great.
And we have a need for it. Like people are actually going to get to do that because we're growing, we're expanding, we continue to do these group interviews, whether we have new locations at that moment or not, because we're always looking for excellent talent, you know.
You know, something that's really cool too is when I remember picking up guitar and just being able to play a few chords. I got some, I never got lessons, but there was a few people that kind of worked with me a little bit. And then later on in life, here I'm like, you know, because of these little tips here and there in practice, I'm leading the youth group in worship every Wednesday for the middle school youth group. When I was when I was a leader at the church my dad was a pastor at, Cedar Hills Evangelical Free, excuse me. And it's kind of like that same skill set when you train and trust and put them in that position. I relate that to our team and being able to take what they've learned and be a trainer and then take that to the next place they work, or maybe they start their own thing, who knows, whatever. But now they have experience of taking a leadership role in training and equipping, and that is, I mean, I don't know, that's just so much added value right there.
I know. Yeah. We're getting into some really cool stuff. So I remember too, this is kind of branching off and a little bit away from what we were talking about a little bit here, but anytime that somebody leaves and they do it on a great note and they say, I found this awesome opportunity, that's exciting to us because we know that we helped them along, whether it be just help them get through a financial period where they needed that extra help, but they got to take away, like you said, so many more things from that because maybe they were never a trainer before, never worked in a team that really worked like a team. You know,
right? There's
a lot of good things that they are going to take away from this job.
Absolutely,
going to stick with them,
and a lot of friendships that are made. You know, working together as a team, and our emphasis is so much on that that it's hard when people do step away. It's like, man, I miss that. I miss being on that team.
Boom.
Yeah.
Hashtag best part-time job ever.
Well, we wouldn't say it if we didn't believe it and we didn't know it was true. So we know it's true. So if you're listening and you some of this stuff is resonating a little bit with you and you think about maybe wanting to join a team like this, we're pretty much only part-time, so that does disqualify a lot of people. But if you're looking to pick something up and you're picking up what we're laying down, we'd love to have you come in and, you know, make some new friendships and, you know, just get it started.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to train you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yep. Cool. Can you train me?
No.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks, right? Oh man. Thanks a lot.
No, I got you. Actually, you surprised the heck out of me. So this thing right here. Oh, I'm gonna lift it up. This is all Brandon figuring this crap out. Like, holy crap. Yeah, I gotta say, that's no small feat. We really have come a long ways with this podcast, and maybe you didn't hear me as well behind the mic, but yeah, you can train an old dog new tricks. I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
Well, that makes me feel a little bit better. Thanks, Ryan. I think what he's trying to say is he knows that if I was coming into a work environment to train with him, that it would be all jokes and nothing serious would get done, and it'd be a nightmare. No, I have that same, and Ryan has the same mindset where we're there to serve others, and yeah, it would get done. It would get done well. So
You would, and
because
we'd like
that's
to
our
have
heart.
a lot of fun along the way.
Oh yes, we would. You bet. Yeah. Well, thanks guys again for tuning in. As always, we appreciate you. If you could find 2 people on Facebook or YouTube, share with them these videos. I know they're going to get some laughs or enjoyment. One thing that if I can get a smile out of somebody, even when this is crazy, but when I sent emails, I purposely word them in a way that I would have a normal conversation with someone, which is always just saying kind of stupid, foolish things, except in a fun way, just making fun of myself or, giving people a hard time a little bit of that, I don't know. If I can get someone to smile and have a better day, that's where, I don't know, that's where it's at.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh man, my words are starting to get like mashed potatoes here. So
Yeah.
we better end this thing. All right. Well, thanks again. We'll catch you in the next episode. Anything you want to add?
No, we're good. Thank you.
Boo-boo!